Hey crochet friends, it's Cyndi. Welcome to Sugar Joye. Today I'm going to be sharing with you how I made this lovely moss stitch throw with built-in fringe. That is an all-in-one project. You don't have to go back and add the fringe on later. It's just part of the pattern. And for the complete pattern, please visit daisyfarmcrafts.com. Or if you would like me to leave you a direct link, please comment pattern please, and I will be happy to provide one for you. The yarn I used for this project was a combination of Red Heart Super Saver and Karen 1 pound. So the materials you need for the project are pretty straightforward. You need your yarn, you need a crochet hook, and you need a tapestry needle. The crochet hook size that I chose to use was a 7, and I believe the US equivalent is the letter K, but it's a little bit larger hook. And I really enjoy it. For this project, gives it just a little bit more of a looser weave and a lighter drape to it. But of course, you're more than welcome to use a smaller hook if you would like a heavier blanket. The stitches that you will need to know for this project are the moss stitch and the half double crochet slip stitch. And I will demonstrate both of those stitches for you if you are not familiar. And if you would like a tutorial done by my sister, Tiffany of Daisy Farm Crafts, she has an excellent playlist on her YouTube channel where she has, I believe, 50 different stitches, and the moss stitch is where I learned how to do the moss stitch, was from her video tutorial. So I highly recommend that you do the same. The initial chain count, 140 chains, and this project is worked vertically. So it's longer than it is wider, and then we will work the fringe off the long ends. So for our demonstration here, I chained 20. You will want to do an even number chains, and we will work into the fourth, and we count this first one right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, work into the fourth chain from the hook and do a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 1, skip 1, and do another single crochet. Chain 1, skip 1, single crochet. And then you will work the single crochet into the last chain, turn, and chain 2. And then the foundation row I have found to be a little challenging to see the stitch where you need to work, but it's in the chain space that we work this. And so if you can see, there's your single crochet stitch, and here is the chain space. You can see there's no stitch there. And so you chain 2 and you work into the chain space. 1 single crochet, and then you chain 1, there's the single crochet there, you skip over that and you work into the chain space. And then we find our last space. We do our single crochet and then chain at the end of the second row here. We're going to chain 28 for our demonstration. And you can see this will be our first piece of fringe here. So you just chain off the end, turn, work into your second chain space, do a half double crochet, and that is yarn over, work into the second chain space, and you go through all 3. Now I have found it to be easier to work it in 2 steps and to use the hook to open up the stitches for you. But you only yarn over once. And it's very tempting to want to yarn over twice. But I've found it definitely helps to do it into 2 steps. Then it just gets a little fiddly to try and do it all at once here. And I will hold the bottom so that you hold the loops open too. And the reason that I really love this half double crochet slip stitch is that it, one, will give you a little bit of curl, gives a little bit of bounce, and, oh, I'm not paying attention. And also, it is a very lovely square shape. It's a very lovely fringe shape. I really like it. So yarn over and work it through all 3 loops. And again, I, kind of hold on there just to hold out those loops a little bit, give it a little pinch. So there you have your fringe piece. And so then what on the fringe rows, you'll chain 1, because technically this is 1 chain here. So you chain 1 instead of 2 on the fringe rows. You'll skip the first, which is the single crochet, to find the first chain space, which is right here. So we go and we work our single crochet into the chain space, chain 1, and off we go. So the next thing I will show you is how to do a color change. It looks cleaner to me to do the color change at the bottom of your fringe row. So if you when you come to your color change row, I just yarn over and I make the color change my chain 1. And I just get those out of the way there. And then I work in to the first chain space. And off we go. One single crochet, one chain, work into the next chain space. And it is such a lovely stitch. I just love the texture. And I love the pattern of the color change. You know, it gives us this kind of jagged look to it that reminds me of arts and crafts or period, or also has a, you know, Native American, maybe Navajo blanket feel to it as well. And so then when we get to the end of our row, we do another 27 for the pattern, but however many I'm going to do for this. What did I do, 14 before? And we do our fringe at the other end as well. Now for my project, I skipped 2 rows, and but I have done projects where I've done it every row. If you want a lot of fringe, you can just do it every row, do it every other row. For this one, I did it every other. I did it well, how do you say that? I just went ahead and did a regular turn. Oh, there, I did that one. Nice and long. I guess that's not necessary. See, I get talking. This is what happens. So we'll just do another half double crochet slip stitch. All the way back down. All right, so when we get to the end of a row where we're not going to do fringe, you want to work into your chain space, which will be underneath, which will appear to be underneath your piece of fringe here. But if you can see, you've got your single crochet here, which is this little V, and then the chain space is on the other side of it. So you'll work into the chain space there. A single crochet, and then you go ahead and you do your 2 chains and turn, and then just work it back in. So on the rows where you do fringe, you just chain out 27, and on the rows that you don't do fringe, you just chain 2 and turn. Simple as pie. And there you have it. Thanks for stopping by. Enjoy. See you next time.